Dear friends, as many have requested us to produce a video on how to play chess, we have prepared this video. Please see the video without skipping and forward it to your friends and relatives so that they can also enjoy the great game of chess. We will discuss everything about chess: first board, pieces, powers, moves, draws, rules, opening principles, various opening, game, end game, and so on. First, let us learn about the board. Board should be kept in such a way that the right hand side corner of this board should be a light square. Similarly, the opponent will have his right hand side corner square, light square. There are 64 squares, and light and dark squares are arranged alternatively. And in chess, these are called piles. These are called piles, and these are called rows or ranks. The board is set up like this. You can observe that against a rook, rook is placed; against knight, knight is placed; queen is placed; king is placed, and second row and seventh rank are filled with 8 pawns. This is the correct way of setting up the board before the play starts. White always makes a first move and followed by black, and black and white alternatively play till the end of the game. And after one game is finished, second game, they will interchange the pieces, because playing white has a slight advantage, because black has to move according to the white's move. Okay, now we know how to place the board and how to place the coins. So now let us discuss about powers. It's called pawn. Pawn has, unless there is a unit of measurement, we will not be knowing the strength. So every piece has given a point or the power ranking. Pawn is 1, because it is the least powerful piece in the chessboard. Rooks are given 5 points. That means a rook is equal to 5 points. And the knight is given 3 points. Bishop is also 3. Queen 9. Queen is the most powerful piece in the chessboard. And the king is invaluable, because if you lose the king, you lose the game. Bishop is 3, as we foretold. Knight is 3, rook is 5. Now let us discuss about the moves. First we will discuss about rook, because rook, bishop, queen are much easier than knight and pawns. So let us discuss about rook. Suppose a rook is here. This rook can move like a plus mark, but this will not cross any pieces. But if your white pawn is here, this rook cannot go to these squares. Only up to this it can move. If your enemy piece is here, this will move here. This will move here, and the black pawn will go out of the board. That is the way of capturing. The capturing piece should move to the square where the enemy piece is there, and the enemy piece will be removed from the board. Now let us learn about bishop. If bishop is here, once the game, when the game starts, if your bishop is in black color, it will be till the end of the game, it will be only in black color. That is, the bishop will move diagonally. Bishop also cannot jump a piece and go. If opponent piece is there, the bishop can cut it, and that will be removed from the board. Then queen. If a queen is here, Queen has both the powers of rook and bishop, so it will move in all 8 directions. Queen also cannot jump a piece, but like rook and bishop, it will capture the opponent pieces. It will move in L shape, that is this way. You can remember it anyway: 1 square cross and 1 square straight, or 2 squares straight and 1 square cross. But if you play regularly, then you will understand this. Knight will move to all these 8 squares like this. Last but not the least, king. King also moves like queen, like the queen, to all 8 directions, but only to 1 square around it. Whatever the piece comes here within this 8 squares, king will cut. King is also a piece. You can use it. You will know the powers of the king in the end game. If king is lost, the game is lost. Pawn is the least powerful piece, and when it is in this second row or in the black pawn in the 7th rank, can move 2 squares first. It is optional. You can move 1 square also, and pawns will move only straight, never comes back. Suppose you have a pawn here, opponent have a pawn here, this pawn will not move, and it will not come back, or it will not move sideways, but it can capture the enemy piece only 1 square across. Suppose if you have a black pawn here and another black pawn here, this can cut any of these pawns as she wish. And another important thing is, after what will happen if the pawn reaches the last flank. If pawn reaches the 8th flank, it will be given to promotion. They call it as a promotion. By promotion, you can change it to rook, knight, bishop, or even queen. Even if you have one queen already, your own queen on the board, and if all your pawns cross across and reaches the 8th flank, you can play with 9 queens. That is what the rule says, but it will not happen, because while crossing the enemy pieces will cut it. So only one game in candidates tournament they played with 4 queens, that is Bobby Fischer and Tigran Petrosian of Russia. Pawn has another special thing. If your pawn is here, if your enemy pawn is here, just you want to escape this pawn from cutting it. If you move like this fellow can cut this by moving it here, only on the next move. If you make some 2 or 3 moves and after that you claim it, it is not allowed in the rules. This type of capturing opponent piece is called enpassment. That is all about the pieces and its movement. And another important thing is castling. 2 pieces are moved at the same time. There are some conditions in this. King should not have moved. Rook, with which side you want to move, that rook also should not be moved, and the in between squares, they should not be attacked by enemy piece. Suppose a bishop is here, for example, you cannot castle it on the king side, but you can castle it on the queen side, because this imaginary power comes here. So while when king crosses here, this piece will cut. That is the concept. When the rook is attacked, you can castle it. King will move 2 squares towards the rook, and the rook will be placed next to the king. Similarly, first while castling, you should touch the king alone, not the rook. Please remember that there is a strict rules about it. After touching the rook, you should move only rook, you are not allowed to castle. So while castling, you must touch the king only first. King should move 2 squares and the rook comes next to the king. If you observe, there will be 2 squares if the king castles on the queen side, but there will be only 1 square and castling on the king side. This you should remember. And also another important rule is, while you are in check, you are not allowed to castle. And there are 3 ways of avoiding check. Cover the check with his bishop. If you cut with your bishop, he will cut your bishop. This is one way of avoiding chess. Another way is if you give check, he can move to some safe square. Now he is not under attack. He can move here also. He can come here also. He can come here also. Okay, this is another way, moving away from the check. And another thing is, you can cut it with the rook. These are all the basic rules. Friends, whatever we said in this video, it is applicable for black also. And this is the end of volume 1. Next volume we will discuss about various draws and various type of openings. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. Please subscribe, share and forward it to your friends.